My dear researchers, we're trying to understand what was the situation in 13th, 14th and 15th century when on one hand, church with its intellectual thought was affecting the citizens of society. The public administration was handled by the civil bureaucrats coming from the church, and kings and knights were actually ruling the government of France and Germany. And here comes the issue that what about trade and merchants? How do we differentiate between a good merchant and a greedy merchant? Because usury and interest, we have learned, was prohibited in even Christian thought. But since most of the traders were Jews, they were taking interest, they were lending money. So in fact, in society, they were having a dominant role. If not dominant, they were having an influential role. But what about those thoughts of Plato and Aristotle? What about those thoughts of the Islamic scholars of 13th and earlier than 13th century? That knowledge was already there in Spain. So this means it was felt a need by the church that let's look into the philosophical thoughts of Greek and the Islamic principles regarding trade. And I think, if you recall, trade was appreciated by the Islamic scholars and it was being appreciated by the caliphates and by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was also appreciated and acknowledged by the Greek philosophers. So then there was a need that the knowledge from the Greek philosophy and the knowledge from Islamic scholars should be translated into Latin. Islamic scholars, knowledge was in Arabic. Plato and Aristotle, the knowledge was in Greek language, alpha, beta, gamma. And the language of most European nations which was emerging was Latin. So the translation was started of those principles of trading and principles of business. And that's where the differentiation came along, that who are the good merchants, how the exchange will be done, and what will be the greed and the greedy merchant. And here comes the concept of the scarcity of the product. Remember, it was an agriculture era. Scarcity of the product, scarcity of the crop. In other words, idea of value and exchange came about. I have one crop, I have one product, I like to exchange. I like to exchange because the other party may have something which is valuable to me and not valuable to him. To him, there is a scarcity of a crop, but they have some other product available to them. So the concept of value and exchange came in the trade. Naturally, one party valued which it did not have. जिसके पास जो नहीं होता उसके लिए वो बड़ा वैल्यूएबल होता है. आज के जमाने में भी फार्मर के पास कैश की वैल्यू ज्यादा है क्रॉप से. क्रॉप तो उसके पास होती है, कैश की स्कैर्सिटी होती है. So one party does not have the money, but it is ready to offer a commodity which it has in surplus. See, the concept of economics are emerging now. Scarcity, surplus. Product, exchange, value, commodity. So one would like to exchange one product for another valuable goods. It could be money, it could be another product. अगर प्रोडक्ट से प्रोडक्ट एक्सचेंज होगा उसको बार्टर भी कहते हैं. लेकिन प्रोडक्ट से दूसरी वैल्यूएबल कमोडिटी के साथ एक्सचेंज किया जाए, खास तौर पर अगर वो इन द फॉर्म ऑफ मनी हो, तो वो एक वैल्यूएबल एक्सचेंज. द पार्टी विच हैज सरप्लस think what is valuable to him. The party which has scarcity of a material good, they would like to exchange. For example, pearls, moti, they are rare and they are beautiful, so they are valuable. Scarcity हो गई ना, तो valuable commodity के साथ, valuable product के साथ, valuable गुड्स के साथ कॉन्सेप्ट ये इमर्ज हो रहा है कि देयर शुड बी स्कैरिसिटी, नेचुरल स्कैरिसिटी, आर्टिफिशियल नहीं. बट दैट वाज द टाइम ऑफ नेचुरल ह्यूमन एक्टिविटी. नाउ माइस आर प्लेंटीफुल, बहुत सारे चूहे होते हैं. माइस आर प्लेंटीफुल, हेंस नॉट यूजफुल, सो ऑफ लेस वैल्यू. नोबडी वुड लाइक टू एक्सचेंज माइस फॉर एनी अदर प्रोडक्ट और गुड्स और कमोडिटी. So it was accepted that in times of scarcity, price of wheat, for example, may rise up because there is scarcity. And people will be forced to pay higher level of money, and that's how the market was working. Free market. How the Christian Catholic Church reacted to it? Well, their leaders, intellectual leaders, for example, Saint Aquina, they said that innovation can be brought by adding value and changing higher price. Make your product valuable, you can charge higher price. Value addition का जो concept आज हमें मिलता है, actually ये भी उस जमाने में 14th-15th century में चर्च ही ने introduce किया, चर्च के scholars ने. Saint Aquina provided the core concepts of modern marketing. This marketing management concept which we read today, they came from the intellectual thoughts of the church of the 15th century by proposing that if the customers are willing to pay more for additional value, then the supplier must add value and he is justified to charge higher price. So there were religious and ethical justifications provided for the trade by the church. This means Saint Aquina's principle took the core value in the modern marketing management. Another scholar from the church, Saint Bernardo of Italy, in 1400, he was the first to consider the role of the manager in the business context. तो देखिए, जो आज आप टर्म्स बिजनेस में यूज कर रहे हैं, मार्केटिंग मैनेजमेंट की, वैल्यू की, एक्सचेंज की, स्कैरिसिटी की, मैनेजर इन द बिजनेस कॉन्टेक्स्ट, एक्चुअली इन द डार्क एजेस इट वाज कमिंग फ्रॉम द intellectual thoughts of the church, which was one of the dominant actor of the society at that time.